Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be predicting the scores of week 28 of this 2021-2022 Premier League season. Now, as we always do, let's have a quick look back at how well we all got on in week 27. Last week, Nathan, how many did you get?
I've got an alright week. I had 9 points with 1 perfect.
Yeah, I came away with just the 6.5 points and 1 perfect, like yourself. Top scorers of the week, there were 3 of them. Last week, Red Legend, Jamie Lickety, I think it is, Jamie Curty, and Tell all had 14 points, and each of them had 2 perfect scores as well. How does that affect the leaderboard now? Well, top of the shop has changed hands again this week. It's Hilarious Sanko, who's got 245.5 points in second place, who's been up the top at various points this season, is Hafiz Imran. Nathan, you're currently in 27th position on 215 points, and I'm on 219 points in 18th position. So it's all to play for. Still, was it 11 game weeks to play? So let's crack on and make some predictions for week 28.
Okay, so we're really strapped for time tonight, so we're going to have to get through this super quick. So first up, we've got Leicester versus Leeds. Now, Leeds sacking Bielsa, if I'm honest, stupid decision, especially when you bring in Jesse March. Absolutely terrible. Second manager from the United States to take over a club, and we all know the glorious scenes.
Brad Bobley,
Bob Bradley. Oh, absolutely superb he was for a certain club, absolutely ruining them, which we'd love to see.
5 defeats in the last 6, though, for Leeds.
Yeah, not good, is it? And then coming up against the Leicester side, not good either. Surely Leicester got this 2-0. No managerial bounce.
Yeah, I think Leicester are going to take this one as well. Looked really good in their last game. I think it was their first victory since December. A 2-0 away victory against Burnley. Madison with a fantastic goal, and Jamie Vardy back on the score sheet as well. Yeah, I think these will score. They are missing Bamford, but I'm going to go for a 2-1 victory. Next up, the first of the 3 o'clock kickoffs is Aston Villa coming up against Southampton. Now, Southampton rising up the table. 3 wins in their last 6. Last time out, it was a good 2-0 home victory against Norwich, and prior to that was a 2-0 victory against Everton as well. Aston Villa themselves, first win in a little while against Brighton, but Brighton sort of on a bit of a downward trend at the moment themselves. Tight match, but I think Southampton will come through this one 2-1.
Interesting. I actually think it's going to be a tight affair. Both teams are sort of hovering around the same place. Southampton really forcing up the table now, and Villa turning things around. Yeah, I'm going to go 1-1 draw. Next up, we've got Burnley versus Chelsea. Now, very interesting with Chelsea, with Abramovich selling the club. We won't get onto that now, obviously. And then Burnley grinding out results. Did lose, however, last time out to Leicester, which was quite unfortunate for them. Can I see them doing it against Chelsea? No, I think it's going to be 2-0 to the Blues.
2-0, yeah, I'm going to go exactly the same as you on this one, Nathan. I think Chelsea won this fixture last season 3-0. Burnley, Weghorst should have scored in that game against Leicester. However, Pope really kept them in that game against the Foxes as well. He pulled off a string of marvellous saves to thwart the likes of Harvey Barnes, etc. in that loss. Chelsea should be too strong for them. I think Reece James might be back in contention for a starting place as well. So I'm going to go for a 2-0 away win to Chelsea. Then we've got Newcastle coming up against Brighton. As we see, Brighton out of form at the moment. Newcastle in form. Only really looks to be one winner in this one. Newcastle now 4 wins out of their last 6. So I'm going to go for a 2-0 win to Newcastle, and Willock looks really good at the moment.
Oh, 100%, yeah. I think Newcastle are going to overload Brighton. They're on superb form, loads of confidence, 3-1 Newcastle. Next up, we've got Norwich against Brentford. 2 teams in dire form. Look at the state of Brentford's run at the moment. Yeah. Who do you predict for this one? Goalless draw.
Yeah, I think it'll be a draw, but I think there'll be goals. I think defensively, both of these teams not great at the moment. 5 defeats out of the last 6 for Brentford, and 3 defeats on the bounce for Norwich. You know, there's points there for either of these teams.
Yeah.
However, I think, as you say, Nathan, a draw in this one, but I'm going to go for a score draw 1-1. Then we've got Wolves coming up against Crystal Palace. Now, this could be a real humdinger of a game. Palace, I'm sure they won something like 4-1 a couple of weeks ago, it was, against Watford, and they drew against Burnley 1-1 in their last fixture. Wolves, 8th position. Okay, they've had back-to-back defeats against West Ham, which was a real tight match, and Arsenal as well, who came back from 1-0
but then again,
down.
look where they are in the table. That's the problem.
Right, yeah. But real tight match, this one. I think Wolves just going to nick it because they're at home. The crowd should get behind them. Just going to sneak this one 1-0 for Wolves.
Yeah, I'm actually going to go the other way on this one.
Yeah.
I just back Palace for some reason. They're just grinding out results at the minute, beating the teams around them who they need to. Yeah, Palace 1-0, I reckon. Next, I've got Liverpool versus West Ham at the 5:30. Liverpool, amazing form. They are the informed team in the league at the moment, and then West Ham not doing too bad for themselves either. Difficult. I think Liverpool will just edge it at Anfield 2-1.
2-1. Yeah, they're in action this evening in the FA Cup at the time of recording.
Yep.
Currently, they're 1-0 up in that match with Minamino surprisingly enough getting on the score sheet. Incidentally, it's 2-2 between Luton and Chelsea and Southampton against West Ham at the time of recording. I think Liverpool should have enough firepower in this match to overpower West Ham. Antonio haven't scored for quite a few weeks now, so I'm going to go for a 3-1 victory to the Reds. Moving on to Sunday, we've got Watford coming up against Arsenal. Arsenal now in 6th position, doing ever so well. Just 1 defeat in the last 6 and 3 wins on the bounce. And Watford, we thought defensively they were looking a little bit more solid. However, I think against this Arsenal side, who've got plenty of young talent in their ranks, should win this one. I'm going to go for a 2-0 away victory.
Yeah, I'm going exactly the same. 2-0 to Arsenal as well. Yeah, I cannot see Watford winning this one at all. And Watford are going to have a terrible run to the end of the season, I reckon. Next up, we've got the Manchester derby. Man City, patchy form. Man United's just grind out results at the moment. This could go either way, but I'm just going to have to back Man City at the top of the table 2-0.
Yeah, hard to predict because often form doesn't really come into this match. We've seen it in years gone by. Man City have been out of form and they win, and vice versa. Last year, this ended up as a 2-0 victory to Manchester United. Of course, Man United finished runners-up in the Premier League last season. However, Manchester City looking imperious at home, and I think they'll concede, but I think that United defence won't be able to cope with Manchester City's firepower. So I'm going to go for a 3-1 win to the Citizens. Next up, on Monday evening, we've got Spurs coming up against Everton. Everton now 1 point above the drop zone. Spurs haven't been really looking too good, although they have recorded 2 wins in their last 2 matches. The on-loan signing of Kulusevski, I think it is, from Juventus. I think it was an on-loan with Parma last season. He looks a very, very good player. Son's coming out of his shell a little bit as well. Harry Kane scoring a good goal in that 4-0 victory against Leeds United recently. So I think they'll just have a little bit too much for Everton, and I'm going to go for 2-1 home victory to Spurs.
Interesting. Yeah, I'm going to go for a narrow 1-0. I think it's going to take a long time for Everton to get back to form. And believe it or not, they are actually only 1 point above the relegation zone, which is unheard of for a team like that. Yeah. And in fact, Burnley have caught up with them.
Everton, 5 losses in the last 6.
Crazy. Not a good start under Frank Lampard, is it there? But anyway, moving on. Thursday, 10th of March, 7:30, Southampton, Newcastle. What? That is ridiculous. Yeah, difficult to say this one as well. I'm probably going to go 2-1 to Newcastle just to edge in it with their amazing form at the moment. Yeah,
2-1. You say about form, but both of these teams are in form. They could cancel themselves out. I'm going to go for the home side, Southampton. They've got their tails up at the moment. 10 points ahead of Newcastle. they could possibly push on Southampton if they continue to win games and get into that European Conference League if they're lucky and they keep up the good form. So I'm going to go for a 2-1 home victory to the Saints. Next up, also on this ridiculous day of Thursday for Premier League football, we've got Wolves against Watford. Wolves should win this one. Straightforward 2-0 victory for me.
I'm going to go for a narrow 1-0. It's going to be low scoring. It's going to be rough. Wolves are just about going to get it. Another loss for Roy Hodgson.
I can't see Watford penetrating that Wolves defence.
And finally, we've got the last game on Amazon Prime between Leeds and Aston Villa.
I think this is a rearranged fixture, isn't it?
Yeah, I believe so.
All three of them are.
Yeah, Villa, I think they're going to continue their alright form as well. And Jesse Marsh is going to have an awful start to his career at Leeds. 2-0.
2-0. I think Villa will win this one. I don't think it'll be a massive margin because Leeds are going to have to try and do something with that defence if they're going to stay up this season. So I'm going to go for a 1-0 away victory to Aston Villa in this final fixture of game week 28. So there we are, guys. Thank you once again for joining us in our Premier League predictions for week 28. Make sure you go over to the superbru website where you record your scores, as over I think it's had almost 130 of you now are playing along. There's the link if you're not already playing, and there's the code as well. It's totally free to join. See if we can all climb up the table and catch up with Hilarious Sandco. I think the name is fantastic. Now, Nathan, before we go, is there anything you'd like to add?
Yes, another manager's been sacked. Who's next?
Yeah. Who's the Watford manager? Roy Hodgson?
Roy Hodgson, yeah.
It's a possibility. You never know. Or Lampard's just gone at Everton. Leeds, they've lost them. What about Thomas Frank at Brentford?
Yeah, that's the one I was going to say.
Possibly.
Yeah, it'll be Hodgson first, then Thomas Frank for me.
Yeah. Fantastic. What about vlogging this weekend?
So that's going to be a live stream against QPR because someone is charging £33 for restricted view. Yeah, not happening.
Yeah,
disgusting prices.
Sorted out QPR there. But thanks for joining us once again, as we said. But for now, we'll both bid you farewell and we'll see you all in the next video.